Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to No Jumping News. It's Adam22 here with my man's AD. Let's get right into these stories. All right, guys, so this is not a regular news day. We actually have a ton of really big stories. We have to talk about the fact that Lil Xan is now sober 2 months plus. He said he had a seizure. And then also, the Migos seem to not be on good terms with QC, the label that helped bring them into the game, which is huge news.
According to Variety, Migos have filed a lawsuit against their longtime talent lawyer, Damien. Damn, that's my lawyer too. What the fuck? Their longtime talent lawyer, Damian Granderson, claims he abused his position and trust as from the moment he was retained as Migos' lawyer, and that he cheated the group out of millions of dollars. The filed complaint also states that Granderson has glaring conflicts of interest. Noting Damian Granderson is also the attorney representing the group's label, Quality Control Music. Pete from Quality Control Music wrote a lengthy Twitter talking about the relationship and how he felt about the situation.
When we heard this come out, at first it's like, oh, Migos are suing their lawyer, the lawyer they work with. That's not really that big a deal. As soon as we saw the statement come out from P and you realize that this is actually the Migos potentially splitting from QC, this is giant news because we've always looked at Migos and QC and thought that they seemed like such a tightly knit unit that you could have never really imagined Migos deciding that they wanted to leave QC. It's the oldest story in rap history and music history that everybody ends up mad at their original management. You know, you see Taylor Swift going through it last year, etc. The fact that it's finally happened to Migos and QC is crazy to see. It's kind of a bummer. It's kind of upsetting. I would have loved to see them continue to be able to work. I'm not sure if this is going to be a situation that's easily reconcilable. I mean, we've seen this. This is pretty much the same exact situation as Baby and Lil Wayne, except it took till the year 2020 for it to pop off, whereas we've been watching Baby go through all that for the past 20 years.
2020 is the worst year ever. Can I just start by saying that?
Right.
And the fact that I read that and it was my lawyer, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, what the heck?
You might need to think twice.
He's done right by me, man.
Well, he didn't get you a QC deal. Maybe that's the best thing he ever did for you.
Nah, but you know, the thing is too is like with P and Coach K, what they do for their artists, I know as far as what they do for their artists, they go 120%. Like they go hard, and I think that this can be reconciled. Hopefully it can, because, you know, when I think of QC and I think of Migos, man, it's like they family, bro. You know, P put a lot of people in position. Coach K put a lot of people in position. And we don't know the full dynamic of the deals and whatever's going on as far as the lawyer and stuff, but hopefully they get it together, man, because, you know, we need it. We need QC and we need Migos together, man.
As somebody who's just interested in what's going on behind the scenes, the idea that we might actually get a look at what kind of contract the Migos are signed to through QC is really exciting, because we got to see that with Meg Thee Stallion earlier this year. And for me, the crazy part about it is just like how messed up is this contract? Like, how bad is this contract? But yeah, regardless, I mean, this is going to be a crazy thing to see happen. It hurts a little bit because you're used to seeing this tight unit, and you always thought that like this is the exact kind of relationship that as an artist you would want to have with your management. As a fan, if you know, I'm not a rapper, but if I was a rapper, I would want to have the kind of relationship that it seems like they have had with their artists for all these years. To see the cracks glistening through, it hurts a little bit. Okay, next story. Lil Xan has returned to social media to let his fans know that he has been sober from prescription pills for the past 2 months after having multiple seizures. Going into detail about the recovery, he shares, "As many of you know, I have been inactive from all social media for the past couple of months. About 2 months ago, I suffered from multiple seizures. This is my second time in the last year that I've been hospitalized for having seizures. I decided it was best for me, my friends, family, and supporters that I quit all prescription pills. The doctor wanted me to wean off the pills, but I went cold turkey, and although it has been the toughest time of my life, I'm happy to say that I've been sober from all prescription pills since the scare." He ended the message by saying, "This is the first time in a long time that I have felt alive. I will continue my journey towards becoming a better me. I want to become a better example for everyone that it's never too late to get your life back on track, and you are not alone in this journey. Thank God for giving me a second chance at life. I have love for everyone, and to all my supporters, I won't let you down. I'm working on the best music of my life, and I can't wait to share with you all the things I have in store for my future. Xanarchy for life." Lil Xan, sober. I've been saying for a long time that I think that this is like the best thing that could have happened to Lil Xan. I feel like the public at a certain point, they were so in love with watching the Lil Xan antics, but then as he got a little bit too messed up, as he started to look a little too eyes glazed over, croaking voice, hey, how you guys doing? I feel like the people started to like not really want to watch him on Instagram and stuff because it just seemed like he was too fucked up. I think that if Lil Xan actually is clean and actually is really changing his life, I think that the public in general, not saying that they're going to love his music or anything, but the public in general, I think, are going to want to give him a second chance because he's such a nice guy. He is a star. He is like already so famous. Everybody knows who he is. I think people ultimately would like to see him, you know, just basically like really improving his life. For me, even as his friend, it kind of became hard after a while to really want to be like going and putting myself into the position of spending a lot of time with him when I kind of feel bad for him because I realized that he was really going through it. He was really like fucked up off drugs, and it can be hard. Like you want to support that person in your life, but then at the same time, spending a bunch of time around him, it can kind of end up sort of depressing. I'm sure you have people in your life that you're a little concerned, like they might be doing a little too much drugs, they might be drinking.
Yeah, man.
Thoughts?
Are you trying to say I drink too much?
Wow, that is a good point. Yeah, maybe we could talk about you now that we're addressing Diego.
Hey, no, but I like Lil Xan, man. What's the song he got?
Betrayed?
Man's gonna make you. Yeah, that's fine.
You would
man.
Like that one.
No, my favorite Lil Xan moment though was when he was like, "I just found out my dad's a fucking crackhead."
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. But yeah, you know, it's dope to put yourself out there like that, be vulnerable to the world, and you know, let the kids know anybody dealing with addiction, that is not an easy thing to shake off. And you know, salute to you, bro. Hopefully you get better, man. Drop that great music. Feel me? We right here with you.
And the whole thing about Lil Xan too, that it's like anyone quitting drugs is always gonna be hard. Lil Xan had been doing pills, serious pills, Xans, Percocets, etc., all kinds of other stuff.
His name is Lil Xan.
Since he was a child, though, and when you have like built up your whole like personality, your whole entire life, you've been on drugs, and you have your parents giving you drugs from a young age, etc. That is.
It was giving him drugs.
I mean, I've had conversations with him where he told me that he thought his parents were a little too quick to slide him a pill. Oh, you got a headache? Here, take a chunk of this Xan, etc.
That ain't cool.
Bad news. I'm not trying to vilify his parents or anything, but he's just of the opinion that he's had, you know, people were introducing that shit into his life too early on. And when you are a really young teenager and you're fucking up your mental health and your mental chemistry by taking drugs, it can be crazy hard to quit. So Lil Xan, you know, we want to see him be a survivor of the SoundCloud era. So many of the SoundCloud era rappers passed away either from bullets or drugs. We don't want to see him be either one of those. And if Lil Xan is going to catch a bullet, it's going to be from me because I'm your dad. Okay, one more story. YouTuber DomIsLive, he stirred up some commotion and caught some severe backlash on Twitter after tweeting about the legendary status of Lil Peep. He said, Lil Peep is not a legend. People toss that word around too much these days. Every time a rapper dies, people instantly proclaim them a legend. Being honest, I don't think Peep is even top 5 of this new generation. In his second tweet, he wrote, I don't think he has the catalog of X and Juice WRLD to be mentioned in the same class. You can argue Pop Smoke has a better catalog than Lil Peep. I understand that he may have helped people with depression and other issues, but people need to take emotion out of it. People were pretty upset and immediately disagreed, calling Dom out for his statement. One person wrote, you're out of your goddamn mind. Are you not seeing everything he created? LOL, oh man. And another person tweeted, you are not a good person. And basically a ton of other people had controversial opinions about this. Let's discuss. Okay, and so finally, we got DomIsLive, who took to Twitter and had a very controversial opinion. I'm of the opinion, listen, somebody like Fredo Santana. Is Fredo Santana a legend on a Billboard level, on a commercial level? No. Is Lil Peep a legend on those levels? No. Is Nipsey a legend on those levels? But he didn't have a #1 record.
Nip is a legend.
Nip Nip did a little bit more damage in terms of the charts and stuff. But what I'm saying, the point I'm making.
Nip to Los Angeles. Legend.
Exactly what I'm saying. Fredo to Chicago. Fredo legend. To anybody who cares about drill music. Legend. Lil Peep. To anyone who cares about SoundCloud, who cares about underground, emo type music, whatever. Lil Peep made a huge contribution. Nipsey, if you're in LA, if you care about gangster rap or whatever, Nipsey had a huge contribution. So I don't like when people start to get into that mentality of like, oh, so-and-so's not a legend. You can't call him a legend. Because there's a lot of artists that, yeah, Lil Peep to hip hop as a whole, is he a legend? I understand that you know, if you were to tell me like I don't really know Lil Peep to have had that kind of impact or to be a legend, I wouldn't mind you saying that. But it feels weird when people start trying to like take that opinion away from the people who really cared about that person's music so much.
I'll say this: the people call people legends. If you feel somebody's a legend, first of all, I don't think nobody should talk about nobody that's deceased. You feel me? They have a family. They have fans that really care about them. And, you know, I wasn't as familiar with Lil Peep, but for my little brother, he glorified Lil Peep. He was like, Lil Peep is a legend. Like, that's how he feels about it. And who are we or anybody to say this person isn't a legend to them? You know what I'm saying? We don't know what this artist did to, you know what I mean? He may have saved lives. And I've heard, my little brother told me that he's gotten people through a lot of depression, a lot of situations. So, you know, in his right to the people in his community that listens to him, he is a legend. You feel me? Can't nobody tell me nothing about Nipsey. Nipsey was a legend to me, like an artist that I looked up to personally, you know what I mean? And wanted to be like. So, you know, it's wrong for somebody to talk about someone dead, period. And if Lil Peep was a legend to these people, let him be a legend to these people. You know what I mean? Just because your personal opinion about his music, you know what I'm saying? You're saying that's your personal opinion. That's not how a whole community feels about the person.
Right. Like say there was a guy from your neighborhood and he had his little 5,000 followers and he had a couple of dope songs and everything and he passed away, but he meant a lot to your neighborhood or your group of friends or whatever. He's a legend to you.
Exactly.
You would understand if you asked me about him and I didn't know who he was, and you might say like, you know, oh, I want to educate you about him, but you're not going to hold it against me for not thinking he's a legend. But I'm also not going to take to Twitter and say, hey, AD's homie, not a legend. I know he got killed. I know he meant a lot to some of you, but he ain't a legend. This is no reason to even say that, because the truth is that if somebody has made an important contribution to their friends, their people, their fans, they have every right to think of him as a legend. And that, you know, DomIsLive, I think he was a little misled by feeling the need to throw that tweet out there, because
that was a little harsh. Everybody
could be a legend to their own community, their own category, their own fans. You know, if I pass away tomorrow, am I a legend? Am I going to be on the Grammys? No. But am I a legend to the people who watch my podcast? I'd be willing to accept that. And I would understand that to some people I'm not, but to the people who they think I am, you should probably let them have that opinion, right?
You would be a legend to me, Adam.
Boom. YouTube, hopefully you enjoyed this here video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you go follow AD, because I told him if he gets to 153K by the end of the day, he's got to give me $10,000.
Shit.